So I'm redoing this on camera because WhatsApp can only record about 2.5 minutes, and then it stops. So I was talking to a friend the other day about job interviews I had with schools back in 2019, 2018, and then going into COVID, and they were mainly ones that I had before COVID, when I was going into the schools and meeting them, and it was very frustrating because I had one interview accused me of cheating, which after the interview when I was getting feedback, which is very upsetting. I hadn't cheated, they were talking rubbish. They had absolutely no evidence of cheating, but that's another story. What I wanted to talk about, and this was more, and some interviews trip you up with questions. They would ask a question like, what, things like, well, I suppose the question was, how do you organise your day? And it talks about starting low priority tasks later, starting high priority tasks early, starting things early if you can fit them in. And they said that was the correct answer, but they didn't like it. They wanted me to talk about Excel and email only. Well, what's that got to do with organising your day? Excel is to do with storing information and data. Email is about communicating. If they wanted me to ask, if they wanted to know about how I communicate with people, they should have asked me about communication. They treat you like you're stupid. I think it's what annoys me. Because an awful lot of people have forgotten what degree and university means. They now I feel I'm treated as just some inept school kid. Anyway, what I want to talk about was one school. I said I just wanted to be part of the family, part of the team. I was saying this, waffling away like that on phone call afterwards, and he said, talk like that, you weren't saying things like that in an interview. And I'm saying this to a friend who runs a construction company. He's saying, yes, talk like that. People put in a lot of effort into their businesses and work and to make it work, and they are absolutely egocentric. And I'm going, but who talks like that? It's a complete to say when in a job interview I want to be part of the family is a complete unrealistic way to talk. It reminds me of the criticisms of the early Star Wars script in 1977. I've seen more extended videos where the actors have said that they told George Lucas, you can write this stuff, but nobody talks like that. And they actually persuaded him to change the dialogue. It was just very over the top, I suppose, elegant speech, but it was unrealistic way to speak, and they got him to change it. And I do think expecting somebody who's being interviewed to talk about how I want to be part of the family, you might think like that once you've been there a year or more and you got settled and you're doing well on the job, but not everybody suits job. It's just, it also comes across like employers, people in the work environment are just, even if, I don't mean running a business, but it just comes across like, even with people working as at the NHS or a state school, which is basically government funded, it comes across to a lot of people just incredibly egocentric and self-centered, and just they think that the whole universe revolves around them. And I don't know, why do people behave like, why do people have an attitude like that? I've had into work and other charities that support Asperger's saying, oh yeah, all I want to do is get a job so I can earn money and go to work and earn money and go home again. The wanting to be part of a big family and part of the big sort of team and posters arrived. Wanting to be part of all that comes later. I don't agree with my friend saying, I can understand him running a business, but even then, people just want a job, just pay the bills. If you're getting a job working in as a labourer in his construction company, you're probably just doing it for money. But if you're working in the more administration side with the directors, you probably would enjoy it more, and so people might make it a career. But even then, it takes a while. Nobody's going to go instantly, I want to be part of the big team. They just want a new job. They might have a family support and it gives them income. It's only, I think that stuff should only come later, because it takes a while to settle. And you got to go up the ranks. Some people, I just think it's this unrealistic way to. It's an unrealistic thing to expect people, and then somebody you interview, to say, "I'll be part of the family." Who talks like that? It's not. You aren't marrying into somebody's family, and it's not like you've met somebody and you're having a wedding and you're getting married and you're going to be part of their family and you're becoming their in-law. It's an employment situation. I just think it's a completely unrealistic way to speak. I've had other people who agreed with me and they sympathise, but my friend was going along with it, and I don't understand that. Anyway, that's all I want to say, really. I'll do another video about being accused of cheating, another one about interviewers that don't know how to interview people and just ask stupid questions. And I think job interviewers should assume that if you've got a good degree from a good university, that you're a reasonably bright person that reads before governments widened university access, that's how you were treated. Graduates were treated like that, even in the mid-1990s. They treated you like you're actually a bright person with a good brain. They didn't treat you like you're a school kid.